Okay, we're going to move on to part 2 now. You've still got your 3 parts there. We're going to add a couple more just to make it interesting. The polygon lasso tool is the one we're going to tackle next. Let's zoom in a little bit more so we can see what we're doing. And even more. Zoom around because we're going to pick something from here. This is the polygon lasso tool. It may look like this, a regular lasso, which you can draw like this, kind of freehand. Command D, deselect. There's a magnetic lasso, which I don't use much, but let's go to the polygon lasso tool, which you just click your way around an object. This is a pretty simple one. We could have clicked our way around the whole laptop, but we didn't. We're just going to do it for this simple one this time. So here goes. I'm going to start in this top corner, click, drag over to here, drag over to here. I'm leaving a little bit of a black edge like you'd probably see in a laptop. And click here. And then I'm going to get back to the beginning. You can see the icon comes back with a little circle in the bottom corner. Just click there when you see that, and you make a complete selection. We're going to make a whole new layer to paste something into this selection now. Let's find something to paste. And open another file. Big Sur. There it is. Put it right here. I'm going to select the whole thing. Control A. And then I'm going to copy it. Control C. And I'm going to go over to this one, this file now. I'm on that layer. And I'm going to go to Edit, Paste Special, Paste Into. It has a shortcut, but it's too complicated to remember. And there it is. It's pasted into. You have this file with this mask. Notice that it doesn't have the chain lock, so that you can move this image separate from this mask. And that's what we're going to do. Control T again. Zoom back. You can see all the corners. And rotate Big Sur. Let's rotate it like that. And scale it. I want to be able to see waves and rocks and sunset. There, like that. Double click, and there we are. So now you've learned a couple different ways to make selections and make gradients so that you can have images, pasted on top of one another and make an interesting collage. But it's kind of boring. So let's do some things to make it a little bit more exciting. First thing I'm going to do is do some adjustments, to kind of liven up the pictures. Let's start with the top one here. And I'm going to go into Image, Adjustments, and Brightness and Contrast. Note that it doesn't have a shortcut, so you have to go here to get it. Move it out of the way. I'm going to increase both of them. Increase the contrast, adjust the brightness. So it's just a little bit brighter. Hit OK. I'm going to go down to this layer and Adjustment. I'm going to go to Levels, which I could use Control L for. And I just want to darken this one a little bit. Darken the middle. I can adjust the highlight or the shadow. But I'm just going to darken the middle a little bit. And hit OK. Then I'm going to go down to the motherboard one. I'm going to go to Adjustment, Hue and Saturation, Control U, and Increase the saturation a little bit. Kind of like change the hue around. So this is all green and this is all kind of orange. Kind of looks pretty good now. Another thing I'm going to do is put a layer effect on the laptop to make it pop a little bit. Go on, make sure I'm on the laptop layer, and I'm going to double click right here in this space next to layer 1, and I get the layer style panel. There are lots and lots of different things you can do here. I'm just going to do a simple one right now. Feel free to play around. Outer glow. Check it and then click on the words outer glow. And it doesn't look like it's doing much until you start moving the levers around. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to change the color a little bit. Now that I have this panel, I can go here and pick any old color I want to see around here. So let's kind of like pick that green. Yeah. How about that yellow? Maybe that blue. Hit OK. Now I can increase the opacity, give it a little bit of noise. You can see that that makes it kind of freckly. Just a little bit of that. Maybe make it a little bigger. And hit OK. So there we are. Now it pops a little bit better. Still, I want to do something different. I'm going to add another image, just for fun. I'm going to go to here, Image, or actually, File, Open, grab Fighters. There we are. Oops. And I'm going to drag them over to this file and get rid of them. And move them to the top. And select the background with the magic wand. Inverse. Control-Shift-I. Do Refine Edge. You can see they look pretty good. Let's feather it a little bit more because we want them a little blurry. Keeps the contrast down. Feather a little bit. Smart Radius. Increase the radius a little bit. Shift the edges a tiny bit in. Hit Layer Mask, just like before, and hit OK. Right click on the layer mask and hit Apply Layer Mask, and there they are. I applied the layer mask. Control T to transform. Scale them around. Holding the Control key down to warp them a little bit. Give them a little bit of a perspective. Move them like that. And there they are, flying outside. One more little quick trick to make the planes look a little bit more realistic. I'm going to duplicate that layer, Control J, and then I'm going to, on the one in the bottom, apply a filter, motion blur, blur, motion, adjust the angle a little bit so it's looking like they're flying, right? Increase the distance some. Like that maybe. Take that same layer, hit Control U, and increase the saturation so it's nice and bright. And now move it with the Move tool so it's all behind. And now it looks like the jets are moving. Maybe lower the opacity some. It's not as bright. And we're done. Save your file.